Well, I haven't made a video in a few days now. I'm not sure exactly how long it's been, but the last video I did make though was on that server that was called Icon PS. Completely custom server, over I think over 400 custom items or something like that. But I mean, really, like that server is dominantly just a PVMing, bossing, and very occasional people PvPing, and really skilling isn't much of a challenge. And to me, I'm not someone that really cares for PVMing that much. I mean, I've been enjoying it a lot more. I was a lot more of a skiller, more so than anything else in this game. That's one thing I've always done. Um, if anyone that's ever seen any of my videos I've done for actual RuneScape, you could see that in those videos I was doing a lot of things that was mainly just skilling. When I did progress videos, it was mainly skilling. I've actually been wanting to make this video for quite a while. It was even before I even started doing Icon PS. I had been like looking through all my private server stuff and looked at it, and I started playing PkHonor because I had been watching a lot of RuneScape streams, and specifically someone like myself, whenever I watch a stream of a game, it makes me want to play that game. And at first, I actually was playing actual RuneScape. Now, the reason why I don't want to do content of actual RuneScape is it's a little slow. Now, granted, I do play quite a lot of hours throughout the day. I mean, I would say a minimum of probably like 6 to 8 hours or something minimum is pretty much what I play game wise. Now, mainly, I want to just talk about PK Honor, but I'll talk about other stuff after that. So, everyone that knows that's watched my PkHonor videos know that I am maxed. I believe my last progress video I did of PKH, I think I was at 4.3 or 4.4 billion experience, and I've gained over 1 bill experience since my last progress video. Now, my last progress video was quite a while ago. I did stop playing and recently got back into playing this again. I have found some people that are pretty cool, went bossing with them, did a lot more PVMing, and it's a lot more fun when you have people to go bossing with and do like risky barrows and stuff like that. It's kind of entertaining. It's a lot more entertaining than just kind of doing a random skill and not talking to anyone kind of thing. And it actually gives a use for most skills. For instance, like cannonballs. I never really used cannonballs that much unless like I was doing a Slayer task that allowed me to use cannonballs. So really, cannonballs I never really needed. Well, now that I've been doing a lot more PVMing, I actually need cannonballs. Like you can see my melee stats here. Before, I think they were like maybe like 70 mil, like 40 or 50, and same with defense. I think they're about all the, like, I pretty much gained like double the experience they had except strength. I'm pretty sure it's a hell of a lot more than what I had before. I might be wrong. I don't really remember half of these things, but um, I also got over 100 mil experience in mining. Um, with probably the steel bars I have, I could. It's not going to get me to 100 mil, but get me kind of close. I have quite a few steel bars, so almost 6k steel bars. I'm making the cannonballs, so again, it kind of gives a use to actually doing things. Um, let's see. I'm still at 1.7 bill Herblore experience. I do have a bank to get to bill, but for the moment, I'm really choosing not to finish it. Main reason being is because I don't really see a point. I could just make a shit ton of super prayer pots and be done with it and have 2 bill experience in Herblore, but I would prefer to more or less just kind of gradually get it. Because Because I mean, like, if let's say I start doing a lot more PVMing, a lot more Slayer, I'm gonna need overloads. Right now, I don't really have that many overloads. Right now, I only got 87. Not many supplies to make more. So like things like that is. I mean, you can see here though. I got 4,700 supplies. I'm pretty sure that would actually get me to 2 bill experience. But to me, I would prefer to, especially as well, like I've been doing Risky Barrows a lot, which is requiring me to use um, extreme magic pots, which, if I had 2 bill, it would be pointless because I'd get no experience. So I'm basically just going to kind of make the potions when I need them, kind of thing. For whatever I may be doing. Like right now, I have plenty of super prayer pots. I had more than this, but I was alking them and stuff like that while I was while doing other things. Watching a movie, videos, whatever it may be. Was sitting there just high alking. Because when I came back, I didn't really have a whole lot of cash, so I was trying to make some cash, and I wasn't really caring too much of how long it was going to take me to alk some of my potions. I also didn't care, so I wasn't really worrying too much about that. Now let's see another thing. I got 200, a little over 200 mil thieving experience, almost 250. You did quite a bit of some fishing and cooking. I guess really the range experience is mainly from using the cannon, and I guess I don't know. I know I went ranging. Oh, barrel chest, of course. Yeah, that's it. To be honest, like I know people used to always say that barrel chest was actually a really good way of making money. If you like just had donator and that was it, and you were trying to get money for premium, it's definitely a good way of getting some cash because I mean each of the robes that it drops can alk for like I think it's 90 mil if I remember right. And in one day I had received 27 robe drops. So yeah, it's it's definitely pretty easy money, and it's super super AFKable. The only way you could potentially die is really the only way I've been close to dying is when I set up my cannon there. That's really about it though. Um, but let's see anything else. I did a little bit of crafting because of mining with using the in the mining guild mining the marble I believe it is. Got getting close to 500 mil. Got over 500 mil. And then I don't think I've done any fletching at all. Almost. Oh wow! I actually got a hell of a lot more. Almost 730 million magic experience there. I think the last time I did a video, I think I had like 400 million or something. So definitely some huge gains there. I mean, with doing Risky Barrows, quite a lot now. Because I've pretty much been dominantly just only going for Slayer tasks that are killing a brother. So because of doing that, I've been pretty much constantly doing Risky Barrows. I mean, it's easy cash. It really is. I mean, even getting just 5 drops, 10 drops, or so an hour. I mean, it's honestly not that terrible. But I was helping some people out earlier today when I hadn't been on in a few days. Well, actually been almost I think it'd been almost actually a week and a half since I had been on, but it was funny. I got on, went to Risky Barrows, found 3 people that were pretty cool, joined their clan chat and everything, and before it was actually doing the loot share, since I don't know what that really is about, like whenever you join a friends chat and it doesn't, I guess it's like you have to have a rank or something for loot share to work. I don't really know how that stuff honestly works. I have no idea. But before it actually let the loot share turn on for me, I had gotten like I think 5 drops before it finally started showing, and I just gave my loots pretty much that I was getting to people in the clan because I mean I don't really need a huge amount of money. I mean I'm not really caring too much about money right now. I'm just kind of having some fun with the game and just kind of doing whatever. And if and when I see people that are actually out, they're actually going out and killing stuff. They're trying to actually make a bank. it makes me more willing to kind of give them something to help them out, because it's different compared to someone that's a level 3, or like someone that's like lower than level 100, and they're sitting there asking for someone for 200 mil. Like, no, just get the hell out, honestly. When seeing someone that's actually striving to actually attempt to make their bank, I'm more willing to kind of help that person out. Um, Now, let's see. I think I did a little bit of rune crafting. I'm not sure how much experience I gained there. I've gained quite a bit of Slayer experience, because I'm pretty sure when I last did a video I had 13 million, because I'm pretty sure I just hit 99 Slayer and just like quit. Um, haven't done a whole lot of farming. I think I've gained like maybe 10 mil or something. I'm not really sure. Haven't done any more hunter, or I did a little bit of hunter, but I think it was like maybe a million experience or something like that. And I haven't touched any construction again, because who in the hell wants to do that some more? Because wasting money does not sound like a plan to me. I'd rather give that money to someone else and help them get some stats and some items and stuff. But yeah, when I last looked, I believe I was ranked like 600 and something, or 500 and something. I think it was like, yeah, like 561 was the last time I looked. I'm gonna look actually right quick just to see. Alright, so it looks like I've gained a little bit higher up in the stats, not much higher. From the last time I looked, I've gained 9 ranks, not too bad, honestly. Now, one thing that I've been looking at as well is, I mean, I'm kind of a competitive person when it comes to, especially like, where it comes to skilling, where, experience matters kind of thing. It's something that I've always enjoyed. High scores in any game always intrigues me so much more. And something that I was seeing is, I mean, for one, my agility. I mean, granted, agility is kind of, well, I mean, it's pretty fast, honestly. It's not really that slow. So I thought it was pretty cool, though. I had 140 rank in agility. And in my cooking, I'm surprised my rank is actually quite high there. Quite honestly surprised. I mean, I guess some people don't really give two shits about really skilling. Most of the people that have 2 bills is, in combat stuff and Herbalore, because it's so fast. But I mean, I'd seen this, and I mean, one of the things that I'm wanting to do is actually attempt to just try to really get higher ranks in any of my skills, and overall, of course, as well. But I mean, I don't really know exactly where to really go with like playing this server, honestly. I mean, because the biggest thing is that I'm waiting for Iron Man. That's the number one thing that I'm waiting for. And it's kind of making me like hold back from really wanting to play PKH, play Icon, play really any RuneScape server. I mean, something like playing like the actual game. Like, this was another thing as well. Like, I was playing the actual game because I was trying to get the feel of having things go slow. So that the fact of that, whenever I do come and play this server, whenever Iron Man finally does come out, that I would actually be excited, because I'm actually leveling things faster, don't have to really do quests, and really the quests on here, rather simple. Some of them do still take a long time, but they're all about just killing stuff, getting keys, and, you're done. Like, just killing stuff, killing bosses, that's quests, and to me, that's the way quests really, to me, should be. Not, oh, hey, you gotta walk across the whole damn game. Oh, you gotta walk across the whole damn game again. Like, shit like that always just annoys the fuck out of me. So, because of that, actual RuneScape doesn't really intrigue me much, mainly because of the fact of quests. Anyone that knows me, I honestly despise of quests. My main account that had been hacked, and then the person that hacked it also bought on the account, so it got banned. That account, I was level, before RuneScape 3 came out, before EOC, all that bullshit, before that stuff came out, I was level 122, and I had 62 quest points. I also had 699s, I believe. One of them also being crafting. So you can kind of see that I was hell of a lot more of a skiller, and I despised of quest. I was probably one of the highest level players. One of the, well, let me rephrase that. One of the more higher level players with the least amount of quest points. I'm sure there's some people out there that have probably done better, have probably had less, but I also hadn't ever done Dragon Slayer. At level 122, I had actually decided to do Dragon Slayer. Just, a random thing out there. But, it's something like that, though, that, I don't want to get too burnt out, and that's the problem. Like, I'm becoming to be where, I've played RuneScape for just years and years. But yeah, I've played this game for many, many years. I've played this game since 2000. Pretty sure. Well, I can easily tell by the fact that I was 8 years old when I first played this game, which was 15 years ago. So there you go. I first played the game in 2000. Um, so because of that, yeah, I've played this game since the beginning, and it's one of those things that you play this game for so long, and really now it's like the main reason why I play this game is just because it reminds me of so many, things I never got to do when I was a kid. When you're 8 years old, you don't understand like what the hell you're even doing. It wasn't until I was like 12 years old when I actually started really playing this game. Um, and then once I was, a little bit older, once I got like 15, 16, I actually became a member and had way more fun with this game. But I still never got to do the things that I really wanted to do. On one of my accounts, my actual main account, my original account that I made way back in Classic, or well, what is now today Classic, when um, when I first joined the game, I was playing the Classic game. But then whenever I had played again, because I didn't play for years, and then I played again, and the game was completely changed. The game looked way different. Things were way different. Banking was extremely amazing compared to what it used to be. Things were just all around better. And I had made actually a separate account because someone was wanting me to make an account with them and have some fun. I did that, kind of had some fun, did all that, and I never played my other account again. Well, what happened was my original account that played since Classic, I never touched that character for years. And with that new account that I made, though, with that account, I ended up. That was the account that I had that it did get banned. That account actually got banned because of me being stupid. I did actually used to bot on RuneScape, but let's face it, how many people honestly have? Plenty. I did used to bot on the game though, and I did it. At first, I did it very little. At first, I was doing it for 2 hours a day, and that's all I did it for. I had it rune crafting, and I was getting, I think on average, it was getting like 19 or 20,000 rune crafting experience an hour, and I usually had to go for 2 hours every day. Well, then I started running multiple bots. I started running multiple characters, I should say. I was running, I think at first I started running just two, then I started running three, and then I started running a total of 12, and they were all rune crafting. Now, At the time, rune crafting was very profitable with just even doing air runes. It was like super profitable. If anyone remembers whenever they switched the air altar location from Falador to Varrock, where it was very simple to get to. When they did that change, air runes were slowly kind of going down because it was so much easier to make them, but they were still pretty expensive. At the time, they were 14 each. And on all of my bots that I had, well, my main character was 74 runecrafting when it got banned. Um, but I ended up starting running the account 24/7. That account got banned, and then I started training on my other account. That account got hacked, got banned. Then I have my like my 11 other accounts that got banned. Besides one, my RuneScape character, believe it or not, the RuneScape character that if you go and actually look at my channel and you go and look at my I mean, I don't really care, honestly, too much, but if you go back, though, and look at my progress videos of actual RuneScape, I actually did the character, because my character now, the name of it is Mr. Skills. That's the name of it. And I honestly love that name, but that account is actually one of the accounts I used to bot with. Now, I didn't bot runecrafting at all. I did combat. I only got it like 40 attack. I think yeah, it was like 40 attack, like 60 something strength, and like 30 defense or something. I don't remember. But I botted that, and then I also botted fishing. And this was just the account being free to play. I didn't have this account being members for any reason because I didn't really see a point. So with that though, I ended up doing fishing though, and did it for hours upon hours a day. By the time that I made that account members because of my other account getting hacked from me, when I started playing on that account again, that account actually had, I didn't even know it because I never paid attention to my bot. I always would just, whenever the bot would log out, I would close the client, reload the client, log back in, and just click start bot. I never looked at my level. And then the day that I logged back in and look at my level, my character's fishing level was 92. How that character never got banned, honestly, doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. So going into members, I had 92 fishing, and that was never Rocktail's route, so I never bonded anymore after that. But I pretty much just camped in the whatever the hell the cavern's called. I don't remember what the hell this shit's called, honestly. Wherever the hell it is you fish rocktails. I mean, anymore though, I mean, because that was RuneScape 3. Like, RuneScape 3 now is just kind of shit. So, I mean, of course, I was playing old school because, I mean, I can't deal with really the new stuff. Like, it's stupid easy to make money, but if you don't have high levels, you're pretty much screwed. I mean, that's really with any type of RuneScape, even playing this, it's like your combats hugely matter. But far as where, like, if you're max combat, you're sitting there and, like, on my character before the account got hacked and everything, I did get to, before the account got banned, however, before the account got banned, whenever I'd recovered the account, finally after like 3 years of not having it, when I finally got the account back, the person that hacked my account and bought it on it left over, it was around like 275 mil worth of dragon bones and hides, blue D hides and dragon bones. Just left that on the account, and also as well, I was lending a Sarah sword, and of course now those are fuck garbage. But I had that, and so I sold that, sold all the bones, sold all the hides, bought some decent maging gear, and went to Blue Dragons because I wanted to see like how well. Because everyone had said like the triangle, the combat triangle was supposed to be fixed, but mage was still completely overpowered. And when going to Blue Dragons, I was literally like 3 and 4 shotting Blue Dragons. And of course, 99 mage, pretty high mage bonuses, and blah blah. But still, I mean, it was honestly ridiculous. I mean, 3 hitting a Blue Dragon, like what? I mean, that just doesn't even make sense, honestly, at that point. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of like my adventures throughout this game, though. Is I've my account when it got hacked, I had a little bit over. I think if I remember right, I had 500 mil cash for one. I valued my bank at about 800 mil, roughly. I don't believe I ever made videos with that account. I don't think I did because I didn't want to bring attention to myself. It's not something I wanted to do. I mean, I'd spent years and years and years, getting that cash stack and getting my bank and, doing the stuff I did on my account and blah blah. So, I never wanted to like bring attention to myself, but I kind of did with the fact of making so much cash in the game. I didn't really need to make videos. All I need to do was be in a clan and people asking how much cash everyone has and blah blah blah. And yeah, that kind of screwed me because I'm guaranteeing it that someone that was in my clan that I used to be in, some people may actually know it. For anyone that played RuneScape and stuff, if you ever knew Houses W31, or if you ever used an altar, if you ever used like someone's house in World 31, if you ever had done that before, and you've ever seen someone that was like the CC was Houses W31, or I think also his name used to be. I think it used to be like Houses 31 or something. I don't remember exactly, but I was in Houses W31, and I mean it was a pretty cool clan. I liked it, and always had an open host, so it was really easy. With being actually in the clan, pretty much there was always an open host that was in the clan, so it was really easy to do stuff. I mean, also as well, like one of the things, this was before really knowing a lot about Skype, but we used to use Skype and stuff, and I'm pretty sure one of the people that was in the clan, because he always wanted me to get on Skype, even whenever none of the other clan mates were on, he always wanted me to get on Skype, and one day he kept bugging me over and over, and so I got on. Literally, we were on for like 10 minutes, and then after that, he disconnected from the call, and after that, I pretty much went to bed because I needed to go to school in the morning. I go to school in the morning. While I'm at school, I used proxy servers at school to be able to log into RuneScape, and for me to find out that I was indeed hacked. So, yeah, not very much fun, honestly, on the fact of being hacked and banned multiple times on multiple different accounts. Granted, all of them botting, except one I didn't actually bot on my main account. Well, my actual true main account. I never botted on the account. I won't lie. Of course, I used like auto clicker and ghost mouse for anyone that knows what that is. Which honestly, it's one of those things. Like, I understand that things like auto hotkeys and mouse keys and all that BS. People say like, oh well, it can be made into a bot, so it shouldn't be allowed. And I guess you could say that like Ghost Mouse. Some people would probably say that Ghost Mouse should not be allowed because of what it can do. But that could be the same thing said for auto hotkeys. So, I mean, I'll go into it for a little bit here. For anyone that doesn't exactly know what Ghost Mouse is, basically you are able to create a script with your mouse. Basically, it records everything you do with your mouse. If you move it around, if you click, if you right click, it does all of that. You can have it record exactly what you're doing. For instance, let's say you wanted to like I don't know, like make potions, for instance. If you want to make potions, you could have it record and have it, you could have it right click, grab, exit the bank, use the bone meal on the potion, make the potion, and then bank, and then have it bank, and then repeat that. Now, the way Ghost Mouse works, though, is that it can't loop itself. You can't make it just loop over and over. Now, granted, of course, you could use an auto clicker, figure out how much time it takes, and you could have it turned into a bot. Now, some people, or at least most people, should know that while you're playing RuneScape, the camera is constantly moving. Which means, if I'm having it click here while it's banking, for instance, every now and again it'll just do this. Every now and again it'll move the camera just a tiny bit. And, right there, like I wouldn't be banking anymore. I would actually move now. And the whole thing would be screwed up. So, because of that fact, though, that's one of the things that, a lot of people would say that it's not a very allowed thing. It shouldn't be allowed. But, I could say the same about hotkeys. It is one of the things I've wanted to talk about for quite a lot, because I've had people that tell me, like, oh, how do you do, like, in actual RuneScape, I clean 15,000 herbs an hour, and people are like, how in the hell? When I tell them about Ghost Mouse, they're like, oh, that's illegal. That's against the rules. That's a bot. That's a third-party program, whatever. Auto hotkeys is the same shit. You're able to turn auto hotkeys into a bot, but do you see people getting banned for it? No, you really don't, because it doesn't inject the game. It's just like Ghost Mouse. Enough on that stuff, though. Really with PKH, though, like I said, I don't really know exactly a whole lot of what I want to do on here. I've been somewhat here and there kind of playing different games, but not very many. And the sad part is that I'm sure people would like to see more stuff than just RuneScape, MapleStory, and Minecraft. I would love to honestly record more than these games, but sadly my computer pretty much forces me not to be able to do that. My computer is about 3 years old, roughly, so can't really do the best things in the world with this computer, honestly, sadly. But it's one of those things that I can't really do anything about right now. So now, pretty much from here on out, because this is already a long ass video, from here on out, if you're still actually watching this, which it's awesome if you honestly are, just something that I've wanted to talk about for a little bit here, though, was some people some people might say that what I want to do is kind of stupid, that I do have a potential of having any of my accounts on any other private server and or real RuneScape could be hacked, and then therefore it could be a dumb idea. Now, I mainly want to do this with the top servers. Something that I've wanted to do this for quite a while and just never really put my mind to it enough. Alright, so got a little interrupted there, but something though that I've been wanting to kind of do a little bit here and there was basically looking at websites that more so that I can trust for the most part. Sites I've used quite a lot for top servers, for may it be MapleStory or RuneScape. I've used a lot of top private server websites, plenty of them. Basically, what I want to do is kind of try to find like the best one, or at least the main one that I've always used, and kind of go in order. Now, what I was wanting to kind of do is to look at the server. For one, look on the forums, look around the forums, look at YouTube for videos, and kind of understand things before I play the server. Basically, while I'm trying to figure those things out, possibly just, skilling or doing something on here, while looking that information up. And then basically what I would kind of do is I'm going to kind of set like a rubric, I guess you could say. Um, like basically like the first thing I look at when I join a server is look at the mage tab. That's like the number one thing I always want to look at. Because the mage tab is pretty much everything. That's your teleports. That's your skilling. Mini games, PKing. It's all your teleports. So because of that, that's the first thing I always pretty much look at in a server. Is always where you can teleport, what's at each teleport, and blah blah blah. Just to kind of give me an idea on things, for the most part. Now, the one thing as well, though, is I don't really want to get into custom servers. Because I didn't really care for it too much, because it really makes you just, I don't know how to say it. It's like, for instance, like whenever you get, like a drop that would be amazing in RuneScape, it's complete junk on a custom server. It's like, oh, you got, for instance, like on Icon, you get a Drygore mace. No one gives a fuck. It's garbage. So that kind of thing, that's where it's like it's really shitty, honestly. That playing a custom server really kind of sucks, honestly. Um, so I don't prefer to really want to play a custom server. Stupid phone. Okay, so yeah, the first thing though was looking at. Of course, I have to do an okay amount of research to kind of like learn some stuff, because a lot of servers are different from others. Some servers are really close to the same as others. So one thing is, like I said, Mage Tab is a big thing. That's the first thing I mainly look at when logging into a server. Like teleport everywhere, see where everything is, see what you can buy from stores, and kind of figure out like what's really rare and blah blah blah. Now, some of the really top servers, like for one, like I know the top one server on the site that I'm going to use. The top one server is ICOV, if I am correct. I will not be playing any of the top servers. More so, especially ICOV. I've seen well too many videos on ICOV, and from the videos I've seen of it, makes me never even want to touch that server. That server honestly seems just as terrible as playing Soul Split back in the day. I played Soul Split, for instance, as well. This is another thing of me getting hacked. I actually got hacked on there as well. So now it kind of did suck whenever Alodic actually went away, because that actually was the server I was wanting to go and play, but then saw that it was shut down, which was a little unfortunate. But that's pretty much what you get for playing a private server. It's not going to be up 24/7 like RuneScape. RuneScape, maybe at one point in time it may just completely die and they may have to shut down the entire game. How long would that really take? I honestly don't know. As long as there's people playing the game, that's all it takes. So, but like the big thing is definitely for playing a server. I want a server where most of the skills work. At least the main core ones. Like I don't really give two shits about like dungeoneering or really could care less about summoning. And that's really pretty much those two skills are like the only ones I'd really say that if a server doesn't have it, completely understand. Because most servers for summoning is usually the coding is really piss poor. Some servers actually have it pretty well done. For instance, like Icon. Icon PS, they actually have it to where you actually do summoning. Requires the shards, requires pouches, and requires charms with the secondary ingredient. So, some servers can do it properly, which is cool. And, most servers, dungeoneering is quite shit, but, it works. For instance, like on Soul Split, dungeoneering was actually quite entertaining. Granted, a dungeon was the same every time, but hey, it was pretty easy. So, enough on those though. Um, Mainly, the next thing I look at in a server is experience rates. Um, that's a big thing. If the experience rates are a little too fast, I mean, for instance, like on PkH, I mean, experience rates are pretty damn fast for most things, especially combat. Which, combat, I guess I understand combat. That's perfectly fine. Um, and then for like actual skilling, for most of the skilling on this server, it is quite quickly for most skills. The only notable, like really slow ones would be like mining, smithing. Agility is not really that slow. Thieving's kind of slow. I'm surprised at how many people actually have 2 bill, but I mean, I guess if you have the brawler gloves, it's not too difficult, I suppose. Another one that's kind of slow is fletching. Well, I mean, kind of depends on the way you're doing fletching, but it is kind of a slow one. Crafting, kind of slow. Again, depends on the way you do it. Um, Prayer is, I don't really want to say it's slow. I mean, obviously it's a hell of a lot faster than RuneScape, but and then construction, it is better than RuneScape, of course, again, but not by really much. There's still so much clicking you have to do. I mean, it's not, like 50,000 planks. I don't think it is anyway. Like in RuneScape, you go through 50,000 mahogany planks and you still wouldn't have 99 construction. And on here, construction is expensive, and that's how it should be. Like having 99 construction. I honestly love wearing the cape because a lot of people always ask me, like, "Oh, how much does that cost you?" Like, "Oh, for like about 4 bill," and they're like, "What?" So, I mean, the main reason why I've wanted to kind of do this series is because it's kind of a lot more fun to really start on a new server than it is for me, like, because of how much I've played of this game. Really, the main thing that I enjoy is finding a new community, finding those people that are really cool, they're nice, and all that stuff. I mean, that's one of the big things. Like, when it came to me playing MapleStory, that's how it was. If the server's community was just toxic and complete, annoyance of people, and they're complete shit kind of thing, and they're completely rude, act like dicks. The community is like that. Majority of the players are like that. I don't play those servers usually. So, and that's where ICOV kind of falls into that. Most of the people on that server are pretty damn toxic, not gonna lie. I had a friend, one of my friends actually used to play ICOV, and I had seen him playing it one day, and I couldn't believe how much shit talking goes on in that game. Like, that is just ridiculous. There's some shit talking on here, but damn, like, ICOV is like 90% of the community is just toxic and just shit talkers. And me, I don't really like that stuff. I don't really give two shits about what the hell you have to say. And talking about, talking shit about each other's mother. Like, what the hell are you in, first grade? Like, holy shit. I mean, that's one of the things, like, I can't deal with stupid kids that, they say, "Oh, I'm 18." It's like, yeah, and you have a mentality of a 5-year-old. Like, I mean, some people, it's just like, damn, people, like, holy shit. It's like, either A, you need to, like, get like, actually have a parent, or either that or you didn't have one or something, because some people, the way they are on the internet, guaranteed more than likely most of them act well differently in real life, but hey. I mean, that is one of the big things, though, is definitely community. Like I said, if the community is complete shit, then I don't want to play it. That's kind of how it is. If the server is really good, though, and the community is rather shit, I mean, there kind of becomes a thing where, like, especially playing RuneScape, I could just turn everything off, turn, private off, public, trade, turn everything off and just play the game. Just never talk to someone. It's easy as that. Or go around the game, find someone that's just bitching at people, put them on an org list. That's what it's there for. So that could kind of work, but ICOV, I wouldn't want to play it. To me, I just think ICOV is a really shit server, honestly. Again, that's my opinion, and when I do end up doing this series, if I do actually end up attempting to do it, because I don't 100% know if I will, because I don't know exactly how I want to do it. Now, I've been wanting to. What I was thinking of doing is kind of spend about either a few hours or maybe a whole day of just kind of like looking up videos and looking up reviews on servers and looking at their forums and things like that. It might take me a whole day just to look at a few different servers and kind of see which one I want to pick. I do want to kind of go from like a top, like, I think the server I'm going to use, I think, is like Ultimate, or no, it's GTop, I think. Or I don't remember what the hell website is. I think it's GTop, though. I don't remember if it's GTop or Ultimate Private Servers or something. One of those websites. I don't remember which one it is. I want to say it's GTop, but I remember one of the websites like got screwed up or something. But a big thing is finding the server first. It might take me a little bit to find it. What I was thinking of doing, though, is I would, after like looking around at the server, first thing I would want to do is teleport around, look at what everything is, where everything is, how everything kind of works somewhat, and basically, kind of like what I want to do is I'd record the whole thing of me being on the server and basically just talk over what exactly that I was doing and what I really rate everything on the server. Basically, I'm going to be doing server reviews. That's basically what I'm going to do. And and I won't have I'll try not to really pick servers that I've played before, because obviously if I've played it before, I might be a little biased on it, because for one, I'll know more about the server, and which then therefore kind of allows me to make a little bit better judgment on the server because I know much more about it. And that actually is another thing that I want to do as well, is make a little short video of servers that I had previously played before that still are available. I feel like that would be kind of a cool thing to do. And that also will be one of the servers I'm going to do a review on, because I kind of want to know some more stuff about it. For anyone that's ever heard of Ultimate Scape, at first it was called Ultimate Scape 2, and what they ended up doing was they ended up making a new server, and it's called Ultimate Scape 3. Now, Ultimate Scape 2 is still up, alongside with Ultimate Scape 3. The last time I loaded that client was actually not that long ago. It was a few days ago. I went on there just to see if the server was even still a thing. And that's where it made me get this idea of doing a review on servers. Because I was looking through my servers and started looking at some of the servers that have been closed, and some of the servers that are actually still available. So, kind of intrigued me a little bit, so I want to kind of do this. Now, of course, as always, doing any of these things of downloading any of these servers, there is a possible chance that this could end up, I could end up losing my RuneScape account, could lose, I could lose my PkH account. It's really anything. Like any of these. I would really hope that people that are server admins for private servers and have a popular server, I would hope that they wouldn't do any kind of bullshit. But whenever the fact you have someone's IP address because of you logging into their server, they can kind of have some free play with whatever they wish to do with that. They could do plenty of things. Um, so because of that, it could possibly put me at risk, make me a target, whatever. They could see like, oh, he plays this server. Well, let's see if we could possibly try to sell some GP from this server for real money. And then there you go. Some people would do it, guaranteed. Now I'm sure money for like PKH is probably cheap as shit, not gonna lie. Um, but I mean, I don't know how. I have no idea. I've never looked at prices, but I'm sure it's gonna be pretty cheap for the fact how easy it is to really make money on the server. But um, things as well though that want to look for is like I said, a good community. Um, I don't per se want to do newer servers because I mean, you potentially never could know if you're downloading a rat, a keylogger, whatever. So, like if I got a keylogger, I mean, they'd be able to take my YouTube account. And my YouTube account is partnered, so if they were to take that, they'd have a free partnered channel that they could just monetize a video, and they could probably turn my account into one of those stupid accounts where just it uploads like an episode of a show from like season, like for instance, like a random show is season 3 episode 1, and you might think like, oh, this guy has season 3 episode 1, he probably has more. So you click on that video, and then you realize he only has one, and that's it. And there's many, many, many of those YouTube accounts out there, plenty of them. A lot of them will also they'll upload like they'll find out how long a movie is. Let's say like a movie is like 2 hours and 7 minutes. They'll just sit there and record a black screen for 2 hours and 70 minutes, or whatever I said, 2 hours and 7 minutes. I just feel like I said 2 hours and 70 minutes, but 2 hours and 7 minutes, and they just upload it. Say like, oh, it's this movie, and people would see how long it is and go, oh, that's got to be it, and they'd click it, and it would be nothing. So it's things like that that's really kind of shit that I don't want to go into. I don't really per se want to find newer servers. I mean, like new servers are cool and all. I don't want to make someone mad or whatever from the fact that I don't want to play their server because they might be trying to hack me. Like, I mean, for the fact that it can happen is the problem. Like, it can happen. So, because of that, gotta be a little cautious. And that's why I would rather find like popular servers that people have enjoyed enough to where they've made videos. There's plenty of forum posts and plenty of people that are possibly able to help you around and blah blah blah. Now, something like, for instance, like ICOV, a server like that gets, I think they get over 1,000 players online constantly. I think, I'm not really sure honestly. I've never really looked at it, but I think they get like over 1,000 players online a day. I think. And with that being said, I mean, a server like that, you would think like, oh, that would have to be an amazing server. They'd have to have a pretty somewhat stable like eco, and some of the people would be actually really cool. And no, it's like the complete opposite. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that are really cool on ICOV. I've seen plenty of videos, but some of those people on there that like that do staking, just and do giveaways, they just seem like just complete jackasses. So, I mean, like, I understand, you kind of do have to like shit talk people whenever you're staking your bank and whatnot, but who cares, honestly? Like, you don't need to talk shit just because you're trying to win a 2 bill stake. Like, no one gives a fuck. So, it's things like that where if people just, and it's not even just that. I mean, there's people just all over on that server. They're toxic. And I mean, Plenty of people obviously enjoy ICOV. If I am correct, though, ICOV is a lot more of a PvP server, and I'm not. I mean, there's everything to do, but like PvP is like a huge point of that server. Like pretty much everyone, like at least like 50% of the people that are on there, if not more, are PKing. So with that being said, I don't really care too much about it because I don't PK. I don't do that. I've never really like PK'd a whole lot before in RuneScape, but I wouldn't really randomly just want to go and just play a server where all I'm doing is PKing. Now, I've played plenty of spawn servers before, and those are pretty fun for a few hours. Some of them are a little addicting, not gonna lie. Some of them can be. And if I do find some decent spawn servers, I will definitely do reviews on them. I definitely more prefer spawn servers that like require you to get like a certain amount of kills to be able to get certain weapons. And like I played one server. I played it actually for quite a while. I don't remember the name. I wish I honestly did. I doubt I still have it on my computer, honestly. Um, but it was a server that had it to where I know a lot of servers nowadays. It's pretty much this is how they work. You could click in. It would have like boxes. Like I think it was like in your music tab or in your quest tab or something that you would. There would be boxes that you could click. It'd be like hybrid. Like a hybrid inventory or like a Zerker or things like that, and it would like instantly change your levels, instantly put the gear on your character and have you with full inventory of potions and food and blah blah blah. And I like those kind of servers, and not where you have to actually spawn everything in, because where you have to spawn everything in kinda sucks. I don't mind spawning stuff in, and playing on a spawn server could possibly potentially make me a little bit better at PKing, but I'm just honestly terrible. I could play. Even playing on a spawn server, even playing on one of those, it's like I can't concentrate enough on the fact that if I was to do that, like I always have the mentality like that I'm doing it on RuneScape, and most time I'm always DHPKing, and because of that, it kind of makes me feel like I want to have the feel of like that I'm actually doing this in the game. Because if you don't have that feeling, then you're gonna sit there and risk you're gonna risk on low HP every time, and if you do that, you're gonna get nowhere in RuneScape. So, and because of that, playing a spawn server can really kind of screw you over sometimes. But, pretty much I think that's about it. This video is pretty much an hour long. I'm sure pretty much no one will for the most part, watch this video. Maybe someone will while you're killing bosses, something to listen to. Um, I think though that is gonna do it for this video though, and yeah, hopefully I'll start doing what I was saying though, because also as well, as long as there's something different on a server, the way you train skills is different. It's it'll give it a little bit of variety. I still love this game. I'm not gonna lie there. I still love this game. And we'll probably always play this game until it finally dies out. Hell, even if like a server was still online because the person just wanted to stay online and I was the only person online, I would still play the damn game, honestly. So yeah, I think though that's gonna wrap up this video though. Gonna hit pretty much an hour long, so yeah. Do hope you enjoyed though. If you made it this far, you're a beast. Peace.